Earlier this week, I had a chance to catch up with Jon Berlin, head coach of the Rustburg Red Devils, probably one of the most underrated coaches in the area. You always hear a lot of coaches get a ton of credit in having good programs, and rightfully so. But Jon Berlin, not one of the first names mentioned, and he should be. But maybe he likes flying under the radar. Red Devils not sneaking up on anybody so far. 2-0. They'll travel to Alleghany on Friday to take on an Alleghany team that is a very tough, pesky team in the Blue Ridge District. Coach Berlin talks about what he worries about with that, what he's seen out of his team so far, and more on the Sports Buffet podcast.
Jon Berlin, head coach of the Rustburg Red Devils, joins me here on the Sports Buffet podcast. The Red Devils off to a 2-0 start in a road game this week against Alleghany. Coach, victories over William Campbell and Tunstall, which are not bad football teams. What have you seen in the first two wins that's impressed you about your group?
We faced a little adversity in these first 2 weeks in terms of some preseason injuries, being a little banged up, and the way our kids have stepped up when they needed to, and really just that never say die attitude, and it's been a real positive this year.
I think when a lot of people think about the Red Devils, they think about Randall Jones, and obviously he's a talent and a stud for you guys. But give me some other people that, if they're not watching out for these guys too, it's going to be a long night for your opponent.
Well, we do feel more balanced this year in terms of some of our offensive weapons. C.T. Tweedy has scored a couple touchdowns. Brent Thacker has scored a couple touchdowns. Anthony Lovelace has scored a couple touchdowns. We have much more balanced attack. We're an option team. We like to run the ball, but we've had some success through the air. We've had some success on special teams, and obviously Randall being a big weapon for us, we feel like it's a much more balanced approach this year.
Is this the most bought in that you've seen your team so far?
Absolutely. We give a lot of credit to last year's team for breaking that playoff drought, and we're very excited about our group that's just been battling and getting after it.
You talk about Randall, and obviously I think Randall Jones is going to have good games just because of, he touches the ball pretty much every play as the quarterback. How important, though, is it that, Randall shows the leadership not only of what he does physically, but, his leadership can keep the rest of the team motivated and such?
Well, we feel like we've got good leadership across the board. We've got, Randall as a junior, as a second-year captain. C.T. Tweedy is a second-year captain, as a senior. Brent Thacker is a first-year captain, and Stephen Nicosia. These guys are spread throughout our team in terms of positional responsibilities, and really have brought leadership along with a lot of our veterans. We don't hold leadership just to the captains. We hold it to all of our players, and it's made a big difference when things go wrong. That we have that resolve and that leadership to be able to right the ship.
A few more games before the Seminole District schedule gets underway. Do you feel like you guys are ready for the Seminole now, or do you feel like that these other games, non-district, are needed before you guys hit the district schedule?
Well, to be honest with you, our approach it sounds like a cliche, but we take it one game at a time, and our complete total focus right now is on a really good Alleghany football team. And that's kind of what our focus is, and we really put our focus on the opponent that we're playing that week. So that's what we're prepared for right now.
Well, let's talk about Alleghany real quick. What worries you about the Alleghany club?
They graduated a really good quarterback. We feel like they've got another one. And number 14, their kids it's a really well-coached football team. They're a very good football team and very balanced offensively. And we know that we're going to have to defend the entire field and really contest routes and control their running game to be successful.
This is really, in my opinion, I think the William Campbell game was a road game, if I'm not mistaken, but this really is a true road game because you're leading the county. Alleghany is not a hop, skip, and a jump away. How much can this be used as, an in-season bonding trip at the same time just because of the distance that you guys will have to go?
Well, we know the challenge we're going to face. We've got a 2-hour bus ride. It's going to be a hostile environment. They're going to have a good atmosphere. We know what we're working with. And you're right, this is a true road trip and a road test. And we've approached it. We brought it up with the kids Friday night after the Tunstall game that we have got to practice incredibly this week to prepare ourselves for the eventualities that are going to come up on Friday night.
Coach, final question for you. Always appreciate your time. Give me a key on the offense, a key on the defense, and a key on special teams that gives you guys one more point on Friday night.
We really feel like controlling the line of scrimmage is big for us. We're really excited about our offensive line group. With Will Morris at tight end, Ace Bailey at tackle, Blake Phillips at guard, Stephen Nicosia at center, Ivan Gilliam at guard, and Tyler Dudley at tackle. And we feel like that's the key to any game we play. We've got to control the line of scrimmage. Defensively, we've got to be able to contest routes and pressure their passing game. We've got to be able to get a pass rush and be able to contest the routes that they want to run. And lastly, we need to eliminate errors in our special teams. We've had some big special teams plays the last several weeks, but we've also had some errors, and we've got to eliminate those.
When do you think people really feel comfortable with their special teams?
I think it's every year it's kind of like a brand new rebuild. Because if you can, you'd like to get as many kids in there as you can, so you're not wearing out a lot of your guys, but you got to have certain guys on certain ones. And it's almost like this brand new rebuilding process, and it's a constant tweaking with injuries and those kinds of things that occur throughout the season. So I don't know if you ever get truly comfortable with it, but it's something that you got to deal with, obviously, to win football games.
Coach, always a pleasure. Look forward to doing this again down the road.
All right, thanks for calling.